That was about 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Pretty good? All right, this is this band's first performance. Now, I don't know how many of you play instruments or how many of you have ever tried to play jazz, let alone improvise. By the way, these are my jazz students from Sutter that I invited here to kind of check us out. This is the new Sutter Jazz Band here. And you know why they want to check these guys out. In any case, if this is your first official year in the jazz band, raise your hand. Okay. And we actually started jazz rehearsals about a month into school because we had to audition and get everybody set up. So they've only been going at it about 6 weeks. But I think you're going to be pretty impressed with what they have to offer musically. The first piece we're going to play is City Dock. And we're going to hear solos by our trombone players, Shadrach. Yeah. Joe Martin. On piano. And who else? And Matt Frost on the tenor sax. City Dock. One, two, three. was a good start, huh? Okay. Next one we're going to play for you is a piece called The Daily Blues. And in this one, we're going to feature Julia on the piano this time. Julia Boston. Sean Woods on guitar. Don't make me come down. All right, this is called The Daily Blues. So you're ready for like 5 or 6 more songs, right?
Yeah! Bring
You
it
gotta
on.
give me a little bit more time for that. But we do have one more for you. How would that be? And in my old age, I have to read it now. The next piece we're going to play for you is, anybody like Buddy Rich? Buddy Rich? Can't beat Buddy Rich. This is a piece that he did called Nutville. And it's going to feature Julia on the vibes this time, Sean again on the guitar, Olivia on the flute, and Anders is going to play one heck of a drum solo for you. This one's called Nutville, and we appreciate you hanging around to listen to the kids play. I just changed it to Anders. It's not Anders anymore, it's now Anders. Also Middle School Jazz Band, and wait till you hear them at the end of the year. And as you're going out the door, I really want to thank all of you for putting up with our fundraisers and our practice sessions and your kids driving you crazy at home playing whatever they're playing. And most of all, I want to thank you for supporting music in our schools. You know, it wasn't too long ago that they said, well, we don't really need this. I heartily disagree. I hope you all agree, and thanks once again for supporting and showing up. We'll see you at our next concert. Drive safely.